Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Opinion Piece. This is Lisa.
And this is Ada.
And today we're going to be talking about what are we talking about? I never know. Um,
When is enough enough?
that's right. When is enough enough, Ada?
So, what we mean by that is,
So many things.
I mean, throughout our life, and probably more so as we became moms, we started realizing that you just get stretched so thin with everything that goes on, the kids' activities, all the sports,
The expectations, societal demands, family
homework,
demands.
dinner, all that stuff, everything. Just like you're expected to do so much.
Yeah.
And it's like, when is enough enough? When can we just say, all right, tone it down,
Yeah.
calm down,
Yeah.
and let's just take one day at a time and not be so crazy all the time.
Exactly. I feel like in this country, it's like go, 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 right? And, it's good and it's bad. We always want to be working hard and we always want to be striving to do our best. However, there comes a point where you take it up a notch and it becomes counterproductive and you take a good thing and it turns bad, right? So there's a lot of examples that we could use.
I think
right?
the one that resonates with me the most is
Yeah.
like sports and activities for the kids, because I have a daughter who does competition dance.
Yeah.
That is just like insanity to another level as far as what's required of you.
Yeah.
She's at dance 6 days a week.
It's a lot.
We're doing competitions, we're doing rehearsals, and we have to do makeup and all these meetings. And it's just like, it's constant
It's
all the time.
exhausting.
And I know you have a son that does basketball, and it's what, 6 days
Yeah,
too?
well, sometimes it's 6 days, and it's just like it's a lot. And to have to, and I'm a single mom, and I have jobs and school and whatever, and that has nothing to do with anything. But even for him, like when he had his basketball, and he loves it, and he would kill me if I even said anything about it. But I notice after the fourth or fifth day, he is so exhausted. And I think the expectations for our kids is ridiculous. So he, for example, is expected to get up at the crack of dawn. It's not even light out yet. He's in school all day. Then he has to have aftercare, right? So what are they getting? A lunch, a sandwich, right? And then, so aftercare, maybe he'll have a snack. And then there's practice. So by the time we get home at 7, 8 o'clock, he's starving, needs to eat. We need to prep for the next day. He's got to do homework in like 5 subjects, take a shower. Like, when are they supposed to sleep? When are they supposed to eat? So the point is, we take these wonderful, amazing experiences like sports and activities that are supposed to be beneficial and teach you about teamwork. And it's so important to build confidence and so many things. But we ruin them. We take these amazing experiences and we just make them horrible. We wonder why there's such a there's just so many people in this country that have mental health, I don't know, like unhealthy mental health, or like just, anxiety and stress. And our kids are just, I think we're failing. I think we're failing as a society where we just take it to the next level where it just.
Right. Well, and the thing going back with the sports, it's almost like, well, you have to, if you want your kid to excel in the baseball program, you have to get him in at 5 years old. He's got to be playing and
So
he's got to be
not true.
practicing, and he's
Yeah.
got to, and like all these kids are in like these camps and everything. And it's like,
too much
so in order
pressure.
to keep up with all those kids, now you have to put your kid in there and get them like every day.
No, thank you.
It's so much.
Yeah, no. So I think you need to ask yourself why exactly you're doing what you're doing. And
Right.
you know what I mean? And stop comparing like, oh, well, they're in 3 sports and they're in this league. Well, good for them. You don't do
Well, and
what's
it's
good for
keeping
them.
up, but when I say that, like keeping up
Yeah.
skill wise, so they have, if they want to be able to
Yeah.
compete with those kids,
Yeah.
like they truly love baseball, for
Yeah,
example,
okay.
in order to compete with all the kids that are
Right.
doing all those things,
But that's my
they have to
point.
keep up with it.
But that's my point. Like, no, you don't have to frickin' do anything. You don't have to do anything.
Right.
So if that's right for you, then do it. But don't do it because that's what everybody else does.
Right. Well, yeah. But like it's like what your kid likes too. And then if you just beat them
Yeah.
into the ground with this one thing, they're going to end up hating it too. So
That's exactly right. That's the balance. So, and that's what we're trying to say. Like, where's the balance? We need balance.
Yeah.
Like even education. Education is really important. We want our kids to be lifelong learners. There's so much to learn, let's face it. And half the things you really need to learn about life, you don't learn in school anyway. However, so they're in school all day long, right? And even in higher education, I'm learning. I want to learn. I love to learn. I'm a nerd, right? So when is enough there, right? So you're learning all day long. You have to come home and you have all this pressure to do all of your assignments, whatever it is. And I don't really know, what is it? Actually, homework starts around kindergarten now, right?
Yeah.
But the
Small
pressure
amount.
of having to get everything done when you're already exhausted from being at work or school all day, obviously for, high school and under, you were at school all day, but that pressure that you have, like you already worked your butt off all day, right? And you have to come home and you have to do more work. Where is the balance? Like, when do you stop? Again, that becomes counterproductive, right? And now you have anxiety and stress and you're feeling unhealthy and you're just a mess. It's not healthy. And you're not going to learn more by doing more work. That's not how it works. I know people think that, but it's not true. Yes, you have to practice your skills. Yes, you have to. I don't really know how to explain it. I'm not really sure what I'm trying to say, but doing 6 hours of homework a night after you were in school for however many hours a day
Right.
is stupid. Sorry.
It is. And unfortunately, they're
Oh,
forced
and
to
there's
do it.
tons of studies that show the negative consequences of having too much work to do. The workload, it really is damaging. So, I'm wondering why we're not doing these benefit, risk analysis. Like, I don't understand why we do things that don't make sense. Is it
Right.
just me that this is just common sense? I don't get it. You can't just possibly think that your kid can work from 6 o'clock in the morning until midnight and then get up and do it all over again.
Right.
It's like
It's
the
like
definition
this,
of insanity. It's a
yeah.
vicious cycle.
And it's this need to keep them busy all the time, which, they're kids. And
They-
I remember being a kid and just playing outside.
Yeah.
And like I had a couple
Creativity.
activities. I danced and I played soccer, but it was only a few days a week.
Yes.
And the rest of the time I was being a kid.
Exactly.
I was running around with my friends, doing imagination
And
type
that's
of
how you learn
activities.
who you are, what you like. Yeah, that's really so
Yeah.
important for you.
And I think we're failing the kids because not only do they have all these devices to look at all times, now they also have every activity under the sun and they're just not used to being bored.
Right. Yeah, it's true. I love the sports where it's like 2 practices a week and then a game. That's totally reasonable.
That's normal.
That's totally reasonable. That keeps it good. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's so true. I don't
Yeah.
like we do a lot of that in our society. We just don't know how to slow down, number one. And number two, we don't know when to say, you know what, this isn't working. For example, I was doing some research for school on Common Core. I hate Common Core. It sucks. It doesn't work. And it's not teaching kids anything except for how to hate learning because it's a stupid way to learn. It's just stupid. I'm sorry. I don't care. Disagree with me if you want. But I can tell you, if you look it up, research based, there are thousands of articles saying how it's failing our kids. The test scores are down, all the negative consequences. We know that it failed, right? When are we going to pull the plug? Get rid of it. Like, why are we still using it? 10 years, our kids are more stressed, more, I don't know. It makes me mad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's destroying them in so many ways, and all the research proves its failures. And so not only are we making our kids stupid, but we're making them unhealthy, and we're giving them mental health crises for what? For what?
Right.
To teach them the wrong way so that they hate school and then they run away from it. So what? They can turn to drugs because we know we have a drug problem today, and they're going to have to cope somehow. We're setting them up for failure is my point. We are setting our kids up for failure, and that is troublesome. So what do we do?
Well, and I think it's important to show them how to balance by balancing
Yes.
ourselves, which is super hard.
That is hard.
You're just like, comparing your lives
Yeah.
and seeing what other people are doing. And,
It's
sometimes I'll
true.
see on social media like a friend who's always taking her kids to something.
Oh my
There's always
gosh.
something and it's always so nice.
I
And I
know.
love that she does that. And I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I feel like I can't mentally handle all
I
these
totally
activities,
know exactly what you're saying. That's the problem with social media. You look at all these things and it's like, this is what I should be doing. Why am I not doing? Oh, it makes you feel bad about yourself.
Right.
I'm not trying to be mean, but you really need to unfollow people that make you feel not to not be friends or anything like that.
Right.
But I mean, like, don't follow their posts because it's going to trigger something in you and it's going to make you feel bad about yourself
Right.
when the opposite is true, right?
Yeah.
The dangers
Yeah.
of social media are real. I compare myself to people all the time. I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, and they're doing this.
Yeah.
Why can't I be doing that? It's a natural feeling,
I
right?
know. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard not
Yeah.
to compare, but you got to
can't
do
do
what
that.
only you can handle, and you know what your mental capacity is.
Yeah,
And
true.
I can't handle an activity every single day.
Oh, I can't either. I don't have it in me. You have
Yeah.
to know yourself, you know?
Right.
Yeah, no, I can't do that either.
And
I
I-
can't even handle social media. Who can like everything? And you have no control over what you see anyway. It's like a full-time job. So
Right.
I can't be bothered.
Right.
People make it like a religion.
When it's like you have to like certain people's
Yeah,
posts, and if
yeah.
you don't, you're
The
mad
pressure.
at them, and it's just yeah.
The pressure is unreal. So imagine what it's doing to the kids if adults can't even handle it, right?
I can only imagine.
Right? There
I-
really should be some sort of, I don't know, educate, maybe like a workshop, something at school, something,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. At first, I was a little wary about that whole YouTube got rid of the dislike button.
Did they?
They did. Well, they kept the dislike button, but they got rid of like the numbers.
Oh, okay.
So that was a whole thing, and people were like
Yeah.
saying there was certain speculation around it. But
Yeah.
in a sense, it probably is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you have like people not liking your
We
things.
have a lot
and
of
it's just
plenty of negativity in this world. We need
Yeah.
positivity, love, and light. We really do. There's
Yeah.
enough stress. And that's the whole point. When you're super stressed all the time, women especially, we are expected to be moms and wives and housekeepers and cooks and, household managers and personal shoppers. And oh my gosh, the pressure. How did that happen? And we do it why? Because that's the expectations of society.
Yeah.
Who cares what society expects? I have a whole pile of dishes at home that are probably going to sit there for days. I'm only one person. I am a single mom. I have a bunch of crap going on. And really, this is so much more important. They will get done. Do you know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yep.
And just knowing when to say no and knowing not, when not to worry about things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We just need to
hard.
prioritize.
Yeah.
Just practice the prioritization and figure out what's the most important thing in that
Yeah.
moment.
And I think as a country, we really need to get a grip.
Yeah.
We really do. I really think it's so important. Especially because I see the damage that it causes with the kids. I see adults. I mean, we're like walking traumas,
Yeah.
And I just feel like our kids deserve to have a life that doesn't resemble the word insanity. I want them to have balance. I mean, at least in Italy, what do? For a couple hours, don't they shut everything
Shut
down for a couple
I
hours?
think
Like,
Italy. Yeah, in Spain,
Yeah, like-
they all do siestas.
yeah. They
that kind of
have
stuff.
we don't have life work balance. We need to organize our quadrants. We have to take time for ourselves. We have to take time, for not just work and not just, I don't know, whatever it is you're doing. Our society is full of unrealistic expectations. That's why everyone's in a mental health crisis. That's it in a nutshell, right? God, if I
Yeah.
ruled the world.
Oh, man.
I
Or if
can't.
Chick-fil-A ruled the world.
If we just calmed our asses down, we wouldn't be so freaking stressed all the time.
This is true.
We wouldn't be so full of anxiety. Everything is just too much. It's too much pressure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Am I making sense?
No, but it's all right.
Good. At least I know what I'm trying to say
No,
in
I'm
my
just
head.
kidding.
I'm sure it makes perfect sense in my head. Sorry, I can't spit that out.
No, it does make sense. I think we just need to chill out,
Yeah.
take it one day at a time.
Think about balance a little more, reflect on
Balance.
whether you're doing it for the right reasons, or if it's just because that's what everybody else is doing. Do
Yep.
things that make sense to you. Not much we can do as far as like how do we can't control how much homework comes home. We can't control how many days a week these things are, but I think that I don't know, just realizing it is the first step and then trying to figure out how to maybe implement policies that not monitor it, but
We just can't always regulate everything.
I know,
That's
and
the
that's the
problem. So I
problem.
think it's really on you to just decide,
Yeah.
well, as I mentioned, my daughter having dance, well, that's all she does. She
Right.
just dances.
That's right.
Dances, goes to
we
school.
do one sport at a time.
We only handle about one, depending on what it is. But
Yeah.
I don't let it get to the point where I can't handle it.
Right.
And once I start feeling that stress, you
Yeah.
have to reevaluate.
And I can
So,
see it in the kids too.
Yeah.
I mean, they love it. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, but and that's the individual level, but there are things that you can do. We don't have to keep it like that. There are, when people come together, change happens. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's not easy, but it is possible. For sure.
True.
One of my life's missions.
All right. Is that?
It is one of my life's missions
Oh,
to
no, I was
make
just- No, go ahead.
No, just to implement some sort of change on a more of a, not just a personal level, but on at least a local level, for goodness sakes. I don't know. If I could get rid of one thing, Common Core, just kidding. Just to make honestly, my mission in life is to make everybody's lives better. I don't know how to do that. It's just what I want. You know what I mean? But if I can change one policy, one thing that just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, we're all about common sense, right?
Right.
I feel like there's so much common sense in my head that I'm sorry I can't share because I don't know how to get it out. But there's things that I know that could be done better, more effectively, less damaging. I want the mental health in this country. I want it to be. We need to be healthier, right?
Yep.
Mental health and physical health all together. I don't think there's enough emphasis on wellness. There's an emphasis on you need to do more, you need to do more, you need to do more. The pressures.
Right.
And then you have the anxiety. It's like a vicious cycle.
Well, and they like
You
to
need change
medicate.
it.
So,
Oh, yeah, 'cause
you have
that
anxiety,
helps.
here's a pill.
Oh yeah, because that'll
So
be
let's
very
focus on
empowering.
wellness
Yeah.
and starting from a
Yeah.
place of wellness instead of creating
Yeah.
this anxiety.
That's
and then-
just treating it.
Yeah.
My perspective is I don't want to treat something that I didn't want in the first place. So
Right.
let's figure out how to not get there in the first place.
Right.
Obviously, there's, other circumstances. I'm just generally speaking.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't have these factors, then you get rid of the anxiety and mental breakdown. Like I'm in grad school and I always say, I know it's ridiculous. How do I feel like, right? I'm supposed to be improving mental health, right? And learning about mental health. And we are talking about, the prevalence of it and how we're going to fix it and, all these coping strategies, whatever. Meanwhile, it's so intense and the expectations are so intense that I feel like I'm going to have a mental breakdown. So what exactly am I learning? I'm learning that's what they want. They want everybody to have a mental breakdown, apparently. I don't know.
It's so ironic.
It's like ridiculous, right? I just don't understand it. Explain it to me. Am I learning more? No, I'm learning less because instead of focusing on what's really important, I'm too busy trying to figure out what the heck I'm looking up and writing. It's like,
yeah.
I'm just saying there's a better way to
Craziness.
do things. And I get it. We try things. Sometimes they work. Sometimes they don't. So the whole point is let's recognize when something's not working, right? And implement
And
to
change.
change
We can
what's
change
not
things.
working. It's okay
Yeah.
to change. Change is good. Not only is it good, it's very, very good.
It's necessary.
It is very necessary. Change is so important, really.
Yeah. Let's do
Oh,
better.
Are we done?
And
Sorry, I'm like,
sure.
sorry.
Let's
What?
be done.
With the episode?
Yeah.
Are we making sense?
No, we never are. But maybe we will in post.
Does anybody know what I mean? Does anybody feel this pressure? Does this make sense to anyone? Drugs are here. Suicide is here. Half the kids are here. And this is on crisis, crisis, crisis. Don't you think we should figure out why?
Right.
You have to change. It's just like,
I think it's just like there should be a preventative measure
Yeah.
for all of this sickness and mental
Yes.
sickness. Like you should have preventative measures to be taken before it gets out of hand.
yeah.
I don't feel like that's that hard.
It's you have to go to the root of the problem.
Right.
Just like in medicine, it's the same thing. You have a problem. Okay, we'll just give you that. Well, I don't want that. I want to know why I'm having the problem. How about if we just solve the problem? Right?
Exactly.
It doesn't that, how does that not make sense to people? Right? I'm not saying you can always solve the problem. I'm not saying that. Sometimes it is what it is. But at least try.
Yeah. You can attempt it.
Exactly. Because in most situations, it really is because it's a failed system. And if people don't realize we have a million failed systems in this country, then you need to wake up, dude. For real and quick. So, and that's okay. We're going to fail. And we talk about that all the time, right? Failure. Okay, you fail. So what? You move on. It's okay to fail, right?
Yeah.
But it's recognizing when to call it quits and move on to the next thing. Not calling it quits mean like start something else. Okay, this didn't work. Let me try this. This didn't work. Let me try this. Doing the same thing every day, expecting different outcomes is the definition of insanity,
Correct.
right? So yeah, that's where we are. That's all I got.
All right. All right. Well,
What is she talking about? I don't know. Whatever.
I sound like you're going insane.
That's the episode.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Let us know your thoughts. Do you feel like you're spread too thin? Do you feel like you're going crazy sometimes with all the stuff
Yeah.
going on in your life? What is your opinion? We'd
Yeah.
love to hear about it.
Do you have any pressures, like, trying to keep the house spotless all the time or just running around trying to be 10 different people at once? Let us know what you think. Or what are things that irritate you or you think that are maybe a little over the top that could be, done better. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
let
right.
us know. We'd love to hear your opinion, as always.
We'll see you next
Thanks for
time.
joining us. Bye.
Bye.